it's Shelley again. I wanted to welcome you back to the channel. We're going to give a new style and technique here, just introducing it to you. I have been researching tarot. I've been around tarot for probably a couple decades, but probably never felt confident to do it until now. And so I want to include tarot in my astrology readings, probably a little bit of numerology as well. I want to welcome you back to the channel, and I want to say I hope you have a happy and healthy and calm, on some level, 2024. It's a new year, and I am recording this about 5 days away from Pluto going into Aquarius. This is the wrapping up of the energy of Capricorn. I've been talking about this for, I would say, 6 or 7 years on my podcast. It's kind of a pretty significant shift of energy. I'm looking forward to it. I have the ruling planet of Aquarius fairly close to my sun, and my sun, Pluto, Uranus, and Mercury are all in the Aquarius house in the zodiac. So really actually pretty happy about this shift, getting away from, believe it or not, the earth energy of Capricorn. I'm a ton of Virgo, which is earth, but all processed through the energy of Aquarius. So it feels to me like we're going to be coming into a time of shift, that we're awakening to something so big we can't even fathom it right now. I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of shift and change around how we look at things, that we're no longer going to be dogmatic about what we used to be. Anyway, it's going to be pretty phenomenal, and I look forward to maybe doing a special podcast on Pluto and Aquarius coming up soon for the new year. That being said, I want to welcome you back, and I hope you're having a good time dealing with this energy and not too stressful. It is rather restrictive feeling at times. So here we go. I pulled the cards for the zodiac, and this is for Aries. The intention of this reading is for Aries. So we're going to talk a bit about Aries today, and I'm going to tell you what I see here. So the King of Swords in the first position means, interestingly, the first house is ruled by Aries, and the King of Swords can very much be an Aries energy. It is about intellect in general, thinking, the thought processes, but you see a sword with the king on the throne, or the image of the person on the throne. Swords are very much an Aries energy. It's war and taking action, and it can be very cutting, like physically cutting. It rules blood, and so that energy is here. There is a fighting energy, but an ownership, a mastery of the fight. And the King of Swords up in their head, wanting things to go intellectually the way they think they should go. So it can be a bit more restrictive mentally, or actually it isn't as much mentally as, like, mentally is how things are processed right now, but the urges are thought through. So the energy of emotion and whim run through the brain with the King of Swords in the first position. Can also be kind of a strict parenting energy. So if you're a parent, you might want to look at how you're interacting with your children right now, because it is very much my way or the highway kind of energy. Now, moving on to the second house. In the zodiac, the second house is Taurus, and currently we have Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus, and that's really expansive. They are both moving direct right now. Jupiter went into a good amount into the sign of Taurus this past year, and he is now direct at 6 degrees Taurus. So he's moving forward, and he wants to expand the energy where he's at. Now, the energy where Jupiter is at is Taurus, which is money and love. And in the second house, we see love translating to becoming a couple and finding your partner. And then really more of a traditional romantic energy. Jupiter is travel. Jupiter is expansion. It's travel of the mind as well, travel of the spirit. And it is expansion. So we see that, and the card, the Four of Wands, really shows that same energy. Uranus in Taurus can be an awareness of higher understanding of the energy of love and money. It is also technology, so we are moving more into technological currency and maybe more of a communal currency, which bodes really well for crypto, which I've been talking a lot about on my podcast. If you were listening to my podcast when I had it. So the Four of Wands, a lot of tarot readers read it as 1111 energy, which is the twin flame energy. And that little ding-a-ling from my phone is kind of affirmation that that is true. And then we've got the energy of the flowers across the top of the wand. So wands are physical activity. The 1111 is twin flames, the castle in the background, kind of a home and hearth culmination of a very feel-good energy. And it is abundance. It is like a wonderful culmination of energy around love, new love, coming in and really establishing something strong in a relationship coming in for you. The third house is the King of Wands, excuse me, the Knight of the Knight of Swords. I wonder why I said that. Maybe there's somebody who's getting a message from their King of Wands coming in. But we've got the energy of activity, wanting to talk about something, speaking your heart, speaking your mind, getting the information out. There's something coming in for you very rapidly. And swords, again, it can be intellect, but it can be cutting. I see this energy as the youthful exuberance cutting away any obstacles. So, we've got that strong energy in that placement. The third house is communication, and the Knight of Swords is coming in to tell you something. So both are very strong. There's only the energy of Vesta, which is home and hearth, in Gemini at 23 degrees in this house right now. So there might be some communication about home and what you're going to be doing around that currently. So, where you want to live, what you want to do. I personally have also been thinking about the future with where I'm going to go because I have a lease. So, yeah, you are potentially thinking about that. It's also the house of children, the house of siblings, not the house of children, the house of siblings, and the house of pets. And so anything like transportation, communication, anything Gemini will be covered under this energy as well. So it's quick communication, quick travel, maybe a quick weekend away, something like that. It is a social energy, a verbally social energy. So there's a lot of communication, could be gossip and finding out the truth from people's gossip. Temperance, the fourth house. Fourth house, this is an angelic energy, so you are divinely guided. Temperance, for me, temperance was always having control over your urges to drink. That's kind of what it has historically meant. And not many people in the tarot community read this as kind of a drinking temperance, but I do because it is such a strong imagery for that. So 2024 could be a year where you really take ownership of your drinking habits or pay attention to just how much you are trying to escape through drink. It's kind of the energy that's coming in here. And then Cancer is the ruler of the fourth house in the zodiac where temperance is. So it can mean that there's something going on around balance within the home life. And I believe that's Archangel Gabriel, who heralds new beginnings. So it could be a new beginning coming in for you. And from this perspective, I'm about 8 feet away from the card on the screen. It looks like there is either an explosion in a mountain or the sun coming up behind the mountain and some plants to the right of Gabriel. So it is about light being shed, and Gabriel blows his trumpet to alert. So there is an awareness, an alerting energy coming in for you with this particular card in the House of Home and Family. You are awakening to the need for balance. In the fourth house, in the fifth house, excuse me, we have the energy of Leo in the zodiac, and Leo is usually very status driven and really appreciates the value of money and what money can do in your place in society. And the house of love and children, playfulness is all in the fifth house. And then we've got this card, Four of Pentacles, and he is holding the pentacles. He's got one on his head, which means he thinks about money, and also the image, the self-image is highly associated with money. He's got one in his hand, which he seems to be protecting. So he wants to hold on to what he's got. And then he has two under his feet, and the feet are historically in the zodiac, the domain of Pisces. And so there's an intuitive mastery over money in this position. So money means a great deal to this person, and the practical use of money, but also he could use money in a position of power within the dynamic of children or his position as a parent. And maybe if he doesn't have a lot of money, he's feeling like he wants to give his children a better life. But there is definitely an awareness of the power of money with this card in this position. And also, um, I see the number 4, or the energy of 4, is a grounding, and I got the word fixation. So there could be a fixation with what money can do for him. Okay, moving on to the 6th house. That is the house of Virgo and work. So this is the work energy, and we've got justice. It is also health, just so you know, and the military. But there is justice coming in. And so we see that strong, the image of the figure in the middle of this card with backing of kind of a curtain behind them and the pillars. So there is a very strong authoritarian energy in a way. There is stability coming in with the job and with work. Whatever happened to get you out of imbalance or into imbalance or out of alignment is coming in and balancing at this time. Justice says things will work out for the best and will be, you will have justice. Very point blank, straightforward kind of energy. So if you've been having some issues with work environment, you will win out. It will go your way. It will be a positive experience. Moving into the 7th house, which is the house of marriage, we've got kind of a card of strife with the 5 of Wands, but I don't particularly see this in that regard in this position. I see it more as youthful exuberance, testing the boundaries of what they are doing. Like, can I get away with this? And it is the house of marriage, so this could be a partner testing the boundaries, but it's also kind of a tete-a-tete, maybe having discourse that's playful and competitive. And, just kind of, I see it as getting out the maybe repressed sexual energy of youth in this position. And so maybe it's a lot more playful exuberance in the bedroom with a partner, but it is also a friendly competition. Okay, moving on to joint finances, the card 9 of Pentacles. We've got the energy of Scorpio in that house. And so it is commitment, it is deep energy around truthfulness and integrity in its highest form, and hiding secrets and covert strategy in its lower forms. 9 of Pentacles here shows me that there is kind of a moment of appreciation over what we've come to gain in abundance with a partner, really taking time to understand the value of what we've got. Even though there is a bird on the hand of the figure in the middle, I see that kind of as a falcon. It looks like a falcon to me with the little headdress, and they blind the falcons, by putting the headdress over their head and keep it, when it's on your arm, they kind of keep it calm by putting the headdress on. And so there could be this energy of a moment of calm, a moment of appreciation for all of you put together with a partner. And it's just kind of the card that comes after Eight of Pentacles, which is sowing and reaping the rewards. This is the reaping the rewards and the harvest card of all your material goods. I find it interesting, right next to it is the Nine of Cups in the ninth house. And so 9 is a culmination and ending of a story, where 1 is the beginning of the next story. 9 is the completion of an old story. And we've got this figure in the middle looking a little proud. And the ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, and that also rules real estate. So this could be like a little bit of a house proud energy going on with this figure. It could also mean the culmination of a story around where you've moved to, and the ending or completeness of the story of travel or of a long distance move. And the cups are, of course, their emotion and an abundant energy. Pentacles is the actual practical, pragmatic finances of money abundance, and cups is the abundance of love. But, you know, because this astrological connection, it could also be it's love and money, or love and abundance. And you do have that right now, but just be careful not to be too proud and have that energy taken away. Moving on to the 10th house, we've got the Eight of Wands. Wands are a very strong energy of movement, and 8 is also the number of finances in numerology. It is the energy of infinity, and wands, Eight of Wands is a movement forward. It is very strong activity. So you've got some really super strong activity going on in your career house right now, because Mars is also in Capricorn. We've got the Sun at 25 Capricorn getting ready to join up with Pluto as they both move into Aquarius on the weekend. We've got Mercury at 2 degrees Capricorn in this house. So it is very much about getting your ducks in a row, getting your wands in a row, and taking the appropriate action in the right way, and being really stable in how you move forward with this energy. Career is going to start to take off very quickly, I would say as soon as next week, or maybe even the weekend. I always feel the energy of planets shifting before they do. And as it is Tuesday, and it's a very long, how do I put this? The planet Pluto takes a long time to go through a sign. And so his approach coming up so quickly means that, yes, absolutely, you should already be feeling the energy of Pluto in Aquarius as he moves into that sign. That means that there is a clarity of energy. There's also a cleaning of house. So the Eight of Wands can move us towards clearing our career house of old storylines and maybe making a shift towards something that's more in alignment with what we really want to do. Okay, the Lovers card in the house of friendship and networking. This is the house of kind of money from career. As we move forward, we have the Lovers card, meaning there will be a partner. It can mean that you have your ideal love coming in as someone who is a friend, and possibly someone you meet through networking, maybe in a spiritual sense or any kind of organizational structure. You may meet them that way. And the Lovers in the friendship house means there will be a great connection in friendship, and could also mean that you start some type of business together, or you want to do business together. The angel up overhead looks a lot like Gabriel to me. It doesn't have to necessarily, but I think maybe the common view of this angel is Gabriel. Gabriel to me is always the short curly haired archangel, and I always look at it, the energy of Gabriel is kind of androgynous, going between masculine and feminine. And Gabriel is pulling together this union. It is archangel of love, romance, creativity, children. It is, in my opinion, one of the angels that oversee the Leo energy because of the connection to creativity. So there is something new, creative coming in for you, and it can be an intellectual pursuit or something that is being clarified for you that you didn't realize fully clarified until now. And then finally, the 12th house of Pisces, we've got Saturn and Neptune in Pisces right now, which means ultimately taking ownership of the vision and the dream. The World card is the end of a cycle in the 12th house. It is the culmination of some idea and storyline that you've had, an emotional one. This is a very sentimental energy, and it means that a storyline is wrapping up as a new one begins, as is witnessed by the King of Swords. So I see this whole reading as very positive, energetic, and accurate astrologically to what's going on right now for you, Aries. So I hope this helps you. I'm going to try in the future and get a little bit more of the imagery specific so that when you look at who's coming in and what they're doing, it is a little bit more accurate to maybe physicality, because I find that when I listen to tarot readings about relationships, they don't always give an accurate description. And being a person who's in a relationship with somebody with similar planets, it's sometimes hard to discern who's who in these readings. So um, definitely, I will try and give more imagery as to which icon is which person by description in the future. So anyway, thank you for watching this, and I hope you like it. I'm going to try and do more of them and the other zodiac signs coming up. So thank you and have a great day. Talk to you later.